But uh, so I sympathize with them. Glenn Gray and I, who some of you remember, um, we taught a course called Morality in War. No, War, Violence, and the Humanities, I think it was called. I taught Morality in War with Ailey Boderman. But you talk about what's a just war. Well, we thought our war was a just war, but Vietnam wasn't. I was once on a frontline program. They flew my wife and me to New York, and it was made up of Vietnam veterans and World War II veterans. And it was very interesting that the World War II veterans, we had these memories, but we weren't tormented. We didn't think, oh gosh, it was wrong, no. And the Vietnam veterans were tormented and about the death, the things they saw, and but we weren't. Now, after the war, when I started teaching and studying, I had some other thoughts. For example, I said this yesterday, I think. We used to cheer when we heard 1,000 heavy bombers bombed a German city yesterday. I remember listening to that on the BBC. Right on. 1,000 heavy bombers flying over a city filled with people? What do you suppose happened under that? And the heavy bombers at high altitude, the radius of error was very great. Some say it was 5 miles. I don't know that that's true. But what do you suppose they hit? I remember reading about the firebombing of Hamburg, after which the streets were filled with the charred corpses of tens of thousands of men, women, and children. How are we supposed to feel about that? I know that hawks think, oh well, they were bad, we did it, killed their children. How do you think about that? And then even things that happened during the war. Listen, I'll tell you one more event. Am I doing too much? At Licata in Sicily on D-Day, I was officer of the deck, and the captain was exhausted and went down. And I looked offshore, and I saw a German plane strafing a ship offshore. So I called the attention of the gun crews to the plane, and he turned toward us and was strafing, and we could see the water spouting up where his guns were. Then we threw ourselves down, and we looked up, and we could see the explosive bullets from our guns on the underside of the robin's egg blue fuselage with big black swastikas. Then he spun up into the air and fell into the sea with a huge explosion. And we all cheered. And we got a citation. And the captain, who was an art major from Berkeley, lucky for us, painted a swastika on the conning tower and then put a big line through it. And then I began to think after the war, who was in that plane? He was trying to kill us, but who was in it? It was probably a young man, just like me, scared, with loved ones at home, and we killed him. How are you supposed to think about that afterwards? I mean, he was trying to kill us, and we killed him. It was just, I suppose. And yet, well, you can see these memories become rather mixed as the past. I want to say one thing that Colin had wrong in the movie about the sailors putting on their life jackets. We had not life jackets, but everybody had a belt that was inflated with carbon dioxide caps or cartridges. So that's why they were floating. And I was just lucky because I went aft and the sailor gave me a K-Pop life jacket, which I put on, and that held me up. I'm sure that saved my life. Well, thank you very much for coming.